It's been a month using the iPhone 11, and after using the iPhone XR for about a year, it feels like I'm using the same phone for the most part. The screen, the battery life, the Face ID, the user experience, it all feels the same. And when I'm using it from the front, I really can't tell which one I'm using unless I use the camera. The speakers do sound a tiny bit better on the iPhone 11, and some apps do open up faster, like Twitter. It opens up 1 second faster. The ultra wide angle lens is really nice to have, and shooting video is super stable. I feel like I don't really need a gimbal doing basic walking shots. So since the camera is my biggest factor between the two, let's just do a camera comparison and see if it's worth it for you. Alright, so let's start off with the front facing camera, and the first thing I noticed right away is the 11 is so much more wider than the XR. I can just see my face, whereas I can see a lot more of my chest on 11. And the second is that 4K 60 on 11, whereas the XR is only 1080 60. So it's finally nice to get 4K across all cameras. So we're just gonna go over the biggest differences between the two cameras. The main lens is really identical. What is really interesting is the ultra wide lens. So if you're in tight spaces, if you want to take group photos, or just want an epic shot, then that's the lens to go for. We all know portrait mode works on faces. Now on the 11, we can finally have it on objects or dogs or just random things. Another addition is the wide angle for the front facing camera. I would say it would fit one extra person, not like a group of people. So that's just something to consider. For low light photography, I would try to stay away from using the ultra wide angle just because you can't get as much light information in. For the normal lens, it looks identical. It may be a little bit better, but it's not day and night. And now that we have the night mode on iPhone 11, it's super nice and super convenient to have it auto turn on when it's too dark. Now moving on to video for 4K 30, the stabilization is slightly better on the iPhone 11. If you look at the trees, they seem more still or more in-centered, whereas on the iPhone XR, it's kind of wobbly and it has that floaty look. Moving on to 4K 60, this is where you can tell that it's clearly stabilized on iPhone 11, where there's basically no stabilization on the iPhone XR. And now that it's stabilized, you can take that 4K 60 clip and put it in the 4K 24 timeline and slow it down, therefore you can get a lot more stabilized or slower cinematic look. Now you also have the option to shoot in ultra wide mode in video. Now it's not going to be super stable as the main camera on XR, but it is a nice option to have when you're in really narrow or tight spaces and to get more in the shot. One feature I do like about the iPhone 11 in the camera app is that when you swipe up, they give you so much more options than XR. And I'm hoping in the future Apple will add frame rates and resolutions within that tab, because right now it's just flash settings. So if you create content and rely on the iPhone to create it, then it's a good upgrade. You are just basically paying for the better camera, but with the same phone experience. But if you are a regular person that posts Instagram stories on their food or what bar they're in, then I would highly suggest waiting for the 2020 iPhone. So a year with the XR and a month with the iPhone 11, I really don't see any big changes from my iPhone experience except for the camera. So follow me on Instagram, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.